Hello my stars and welcome back to my channel. I'm Basil and today I will be reading Impact Takes Control by Rekka_77 on AO3, Chapter 5, The Spider. Sitting on his bed in deep meditation was something he did often. Something he'd figured out a long time ago was that while his body might move awkwardly, as long as his mind was focused, he should be fine. But there was one thing that was stuck in his mind. The events that happened earlier today. It was the main reason he'd been unable to be at the rest of the heroics lessons, and why even after a visit to Recovery Girl, he still felt some phantom pains in his body. It was his fight with Midoriya. When he heard that this fight would be without quirks, he was worried initially, because quite a few of his fellow classmates seemed to rely too much on their quirks. And he would have to be careful because, he didn't like to think about that time in his life. When Midoriya walked up to face him, he saw a determined look on his face that almost seemed out of place. But that's fine. He stretched his arms and settled into an easy stance, waiting for Midoriya to act. And the boy had been a surprise with some of the moves Midoriya had pulled. He wasn't exactly sure what sort of training Midoriya had gotten, but he did know how to fight efficiently. Almost as if, and like that, all the pieces came together, reminding him of something he'd seen a while ago. One of his middle school friends had decided to bring him to one of these stupid things, and as he didn't like to talk about his past, and she'd seem so excited, because apparently there was some new guy out on the field. Thankfully, it had been closed down by the police before they got there. What a coincidence. How funny that happened. But he did manage to spot one of the fighters, or someone he presumed was one, running away from the scene, but the figure did look familiar. Changed the hair color from black to dark green, and aged him up a few years, and it was a solid match for Midoriya. It couldn't be anyone else. Well, maybe the vigilante Saigant. But the rumors he heard, especially from Todoroki, apparently there was evidence they were different people. So, what does he do with this information? Well, the best thing might be to ask Midoriya outright, but he needed to have something as insurance, because as much as he trusted Midoriya, it was always good to have insurance with him. So he opened up a hidden drawer in his desk, and brought out a special knife made out of slightly blue metal. He got this knife for a pretty penny, and for the price he got it for, it better had been good. These things, forged during the Age of Chaos, were called soul bleed knives, and their purpose? They permanently weakened the quirks of anyone that they were used on. So this was something he should hold on to. He felt his nose crack as it was slammed into the brick wall. I told you to pay up the 10 million yen yesterday. I thought you were an empire builder, Tennoshiri. What the fuck got into you? The angry voice of Yoshita Jiko entered into his ears as his face was slammed into the wall again. He could feel the blood dripping down his face, could taste it. And of course, this was how it ended for him. I used to be an empire builder. He spoke between labored breaths. I had the legendary spider and the legendary impact. I lost them both. You know heroes are cracking down on that shit. And of course, Yoshida was wearing her 6-inch stilettos because he felt that kick. He felt her kick him in the knee, causing him to stagger to the ground. His entire body was storming with pain. And he felt his bones crack when he fell. Damn, Yoshida's quirk for knowing exactly the right place to make him hurt the most. I know that, Terushi, so cough up the money. You're the kingmaker in central Japan. Underground quirk fighting rings. So you most certainly have some money stashed away somewhere. Give me my money. He did have that money months ago. But first, Kitoroji, and then Kyoyama, and finally Sendayao shook him down. He lost all of his fucking money. You're gonna have to Ask Kitoroji, Koyama, and Sendai for the money. They cleared me out. I've got a couple of 100,000. If you want all I managed to gather in the past week. She picked him off the floor and let him drop to the ground again, just in the right way that caused massive bruises all over his torso, sending more pain shooting through his body. Is he going to walk after this? Not a question he wants to ask in this situation, but it is a legitimate question now based on his injuries at this point, which were too many to count. Pathetic. Fine, I'll take your money, and I'll be here in a month. Have 15 million by then, or else. He was thrown to the ground again, and then listened on as she walked away, heels clacking. He waited until she was long gone, and then he grabbed the cane he'd found in the alleyway, putting his weight on it as he stood himself up, pain shooting through his entire body. All right, he's got some talent waiting in the wings that wanted to play. He'll have to get quite a few out so he can get the money he needs for his next plan, getting out of Japan. There is someone out here rapidly taking over all the underground rings, and these shakedowns are only going to happen with increasingly intensity as enforcers like Kitoroji and Yoshida are picked up by these people. Is he even going to have a month? Well, he hopes, because otherwise there isn't really any chance he can get the money. Maybe in 2-3 weeks, Aztalan performs exceptionally well. Her quirk certainly was powerful, but she was relatively inexperienced. Maybe Coyote could get Aztalan into training? He's really good at it. Alright, Quirk, tell me, how can I get 3 million yen in 2 weeks? And then escape Japan? He's already got a basic plan, so his quirk would hopefully fill in the gaps. Sure enough, his quirk provided the insight he needed. 278 steps. Turns out, Aslan was in fact the right way to go about this. Sure enough, he'll go to Kyoto and find out the best ways to train her. This is how he gets out of this. But his plan did say that Impact was coming back at the 1 week mark, and he's earning close to 700,000 from the single fight. So more than 20% of his money is coming from this one fight. That's not scary at all. Impact is coming back soon then, so at least he has that going for him. Now, step 1 of the plan, get to the underground dock. Alright, my stars, that is the end of this fic. However, this is a fic, a part of a series, which I probably will podfic the other parts as well, and then organize them in a playlist. This is the 3rd fic in this series, and there's about, how many? 10 works in it, so I'll probably start with the one that carries on from this, and then just do the other one shots a part of it. But I really hope you enjoyed this fic. I really enjoyed it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Vigilante. I love quirk fighting. My words are gone. This is me when I'm finished recording for so long, I don't have any words and I can't speak. Or when I don't have a script. I love ring fighting Izuku. I love that. I wish there were more fics of him fighting in rings, because they're always so good. He's so cool in them, and I would love if there were more fics like that. But we have what we have, and we gotta deal with it. But this writer, Reka, really does a great job at portraying arena fighter Izuku, and I love it. The next fic in this series is just hanging around, so I might do that one unless I do one of the one-shots of it. I don't know yet, but we'll see if I get permission to carry on or not. My rants at the end were getting long. But yeah, like I said in the last 2 videos before this, I am running out of fics to read. I do have now time to ask Rekka for permission to podfic the rest. But while I'm waiting on that, I already have permission to podfic a K-pop Demon Center fic, and I will be podficking one of my own fics I have posted not too long ago. But other than that, I have no other fics to read, so recommendations are very much needed. Conditions are, I've said them already a few times in the other videos, so you can always go check them out. These were the earlier parts, so you've probably already heard them. But yeah, I will not be repeating them again because this will just make the video longer. So if you guys have any recommendations, put them down in the comments below, as well as thoughts and feelings on this chapter, because I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Or just overall what you thought about this fic. And what else was I gonna— oh right, I forgot my outro. My Discord and socials are in the description down below, so you can go check them out. What did I say? Wait, what do I say after? Oh my god, this is what happens if I read too much or podfic too much. Words, my whole memory goes out the window. I don't know how to speak at all. What do I say? Oh right. Take care of yourselves, eat, drink, do whatever. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye, my stars.